On August 18th, in my backyard, on the very last day of my vacation, at the age of 54, I had a stroke. And what it is, I was hospitalized for 2 weeks. It partially paralyzed my right hand, my throat, the right side of my face, and messed around with my voice a little bit. It was on August 18th, the last day of my vacation. I was supposed to go golfing with a friend that day, and he canceled out on me. And that was a good thing because it wouldn't have been great trying to get an ambulance on the back nine of the golf course in LeBlanc. Now, my buddy's a die-hard golfer, and I'm not saying that he would not have helped me, but I'm just saying it would have been a long day for both of us. You know, hit the ball, drag Roger, hit the ball, drag Roger. Now, when the stroke hit me, I was in the backyard again Sunday afternoon, last day of my vacation, and I was working away thinking, how can I stretch this 2-week vacation by a couple of months? And that's when it hit me. I'd say it was a stroke of genius. And before, it is okay to laugh at this, okay? Just in case you're wondering, it's okay to laugh. Now, on the way by, in my van, I had some aspirin. Now they say if you're going to have a heart attack or a stroke, chew 2 aspirins and call 911. So I had some aspirin in my van, which I grabbed. So I was well on my way to the perfect 911 call. Now I knew my wife was not home, but my twin daughters were in the basement, so I ran down the stairs and I kicked the door open and said, call 911, I think I'm having a stroke. And when I said those words, they were slurred, so I knew, holy crap, this is happening. So I ran back upstairs and I splashed some water by my throat and I wolfed down 2 aspirins. Now that's where my 911 perfect golf fell off the rails, because you're supposed to chew it. No, I swallowed it whole. But although in my adrenaline rush I had the full bottle in my hand, I'm surprised I didn't go. It could have happened. I thought if 2 makes you good, 20 is going to make it good. Great. So I didn't want to, I was afraid I was going to pass out. So I proceeded to lay down on the floor. I was on my 2 knees. I told my dad, my daughter's coming up with the phone. She's got the operator on the phone. My second daughter, who was sleeping, apparently when you're 22 years old, staying at your parents' house, sleeping in the middle of a Sunday afternoon is what you do. She came up and she heard all the stir, but she came up, she got hastily dressed, and she had a nightrobe that was pretty open, showing a lot of cleavage. And I said to her, you might want to get dressed. This company come in, they're going to be here any minute. True word, true. My fear was that the paramedics would be working on me, looking at her. Going, how are you doing? How'd you like to go today after your dad's funeral?
Oh, geez.
So, that's okay, it's okay. So, the ambulance came, took me to the hospital, and then they started doing a barrage of tests on me. And it was a debate whether I had had a stroke or Bell's palsy, because Bell's palsy basically paralyzes half your face. So it was a big debate. The doctor actually said to me, you know, the most famous person who's ever had Bell's palsy is Jean Chrétien. And I thought, if you're trying to encourage me right now, it's not working. So we all remember when Jean Chrétien was Prime Minister, he actually choked a protester with his own bare hands. I thought, I'm going to look like him, I may as well act like him. I wanted to choke my doctor, so I put my left hand on his neck. Because my right hand was uncoordinated, I ended up with my finger in his ear. And I'm shaking and violent. Tell me I don't look like Jean Chrétien! So, actually for a minute, I think I saw the 2 doctors' arm wrestling. He said, if you win, it's Bell's palsy. If I win, it's a stroke. No matter who wins, I'm screwed. So it was decided that it was a stroke. The doctor came to me, and I said, Doc, my right hand is pretty messed up right now. Will I be able to play the guitar? He said, you know, you're a young man, you should recover fairly well. I think, yes, you'll be able to play the guitar, which was pretty cool because I couldn't play before the stroke. Cool. So he said, okay, we're going to send you upstairs to the 3rd floor, which is recovery, and you know what, you're a young man, you seem fairly fit, we're confident you're going to come back under from this. I need you to give me a smile and a thumbs up. I go, okay. So the next morning they start doing this barrage of tests on me to see if it affected not only my physical but my mental as well. Starting asking me questions like, you know, my name, my address, my phone number, birthday, my daughter's birthday. And I was answering every question right on until they threw this trick question on me. They asked me if I could name the President of the United States. He said, Mr. LeBlanc, you cannot tell us the name of the President of the United States. I go, they said, wow, we fear, Mr. LeBlanc, that the stroke might have done some damage to your brain. I said, no. I know who he is, I just refuse to say the moron's name. And besides, he's the one with brain damage. So I did. When you get a stroke, you lose your license for 1 month, no questions asked. And I went to do my test during my stay at the hospital to see if I could get my license back within 1 month. They bring you into a room, they test all your reflexes with your hand, your cognizances, and your hand, your foot on the brake, and all sorts. And I passed the test with flying colors. She said, I see no reason why you can't get your license back after a month. And I said, great. As I'm walking out of the room, I'm looking at it, and I'm feeling all mad daddy about myself, and I walked into a closed door. I said, maybe we'll hold you up for 2 months. Although I did do something I had never done in my 54 years in Moncton, I took the bus. My mom dropped me off at on Martin Road, and I took the bus to get back home, which it was a great experience. I really loved it. And great because it's a coincidence that I never run into my cocaine dealer. Who knew he was a bus driver? A lot of people, when they see me, I'm not sure how to approach me and say, you know, a lot of people say, I heard you had a little bad luck. You know, saying to somebody who had a stroke you had a little bad luck would be like saying to somebody who survived a tsunami, hey, I heard you experienced moisture last week. And I'll leave you with this. The worst news from the stroke came 3 weeks after the initial stroke. I got to see my doctor, and that's when he broke the news to me that he would he said that it looked like I could resume doing housework. And he said because this thing happened in the backyard with a wheelbarrow and doing yard work, he said I should stay away from at least 2 or 3 months from doing yard work and stuff, and the wheelbarrow, stay away from that. Maybe even go for therapy and talk about it. And that's when I thought, why couldn't the stroke hit me while I was vacuuming and doing the dishes? So before I leave you, there's a lot of vascular here, so we have a headache tonight. You come get a few down here. You guys have been awesome, and take care of yourself.